is up, you motherfuckers? How's everybody doing? Aurora is here.
Hello.
We're gonna hang out. We'll talk a little of just Venezuela shit. But then, of course, tonight is Monday Night Jams. Had a little bit of a headache, so I'll probably start them a little earlier. Finish a little earlier today. What time zone is everybody in? I'm in Pacific. I'm Pacifically in Pacific.
Could you be more Pacific?
I could live in Hawaii. That would be more Pacific.
Specifically speaking.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
It's nug time.
It's nugged? Oh. There it is.
Yeah.
Eating them nuggets.
Oh, it's the evening stream. People miss something important in the morning stream. What did they miss?
Your friend joining?
That is true. Something else happened that there's a new clip out of.
Oh, God. Oh. Fucking chicken dance.
So the chicken dance may have happened this morning.
I had a chicken dance.
And we're hoping for Cosmic to come back for the evening, because I hear they have a second chicken dance awaiting you.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
Sleepy. It's been a minute, buddy. How you doing?
Chicken nuggets.
Oh my goodness. Wait, you gotta hit the
Hello.
How you been? Good, buddy? Missed ya.
Howdy, neighbor.
Howdly doodly, neighbor, you know?
I miss Neighbor Rooney.
Neighbor Rooney's been around. Plus, we have to see, one of these days, we have to see his and Gringo's showdowns at sunrise.
At sunrise? Oh.
Yeah, like a duel.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow.
Exactly.
Howdy dowdy.
Howdy dowdy. Howdly doodly.
That's a nice background you've got.
Yeah.
I like the whole setup. I need to do something with
I've
the
got
LEDs.
a new edition. What do you think? Isn't this cool? Somebody got this for me.
Let me see. Oh, there's a lag. It'll catch up eventually, I swear. Oh my god.
What?
Oh, nice.
Right?
Yeah, that is really cool.
Isn't that really nice of them?
What does it say at the top there?
California.
Wow. That's where you're at.
That is, yeah. And then the thing itself, see, it says Starboy. This is a wonderful gift.
California. No side party. It's true.
Yeah. And that person also got me this, which is really sweet. These bracelets.
Wow.
With my December birthstone. Turquoise.
I think you're pretty cool.
I think they probably do.
Yeah. You're my favorite streamer, so.
Oh, cool. Well.
Who else? Anybody else in here? Jordan World favorite streamer, potentially? Probably.
Actually, I'm one of the things I appreciate the most about Sleepy is he considers me, I think, not being presumptuous here, but he has said it a couple times for me to be one of his favorite streamers. And he's actually a Trump voter, which is really cool. And I
Heck yeah.
appreciate that a lot, yeah.
All respectfuls are welcome here.
Indeed. And Sleepy and I have gotten into some good discussions, disagreements on stream before. Been fun stuff.
Oh, I love it. This is what
Yeah.
you do best.
And he's never afraid to push me, right?
Yeah.
Which is good, and I need that. I need it.
Yay, Lexi. Hello.
Oh, hey Lexi, welcome back. Our newest valued member of the community. How you doing?
Here.
So Lexi, there's you joined in an awesome day. On Mondays, we do something called Monday Night Jams, where we spend a bunch of time. Everybody suggests they put links to songs on YouTube, right? Like a song they like in the chat, and then I queue up all the music, and we all just jam to music that chat chooses for a while. So it's a lot of fun. Best streamer on Kick who voted for Joe Biden. I'll take that. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We really enjoy it. Everybody gets to, we all get to listen to music, and then Cosmic tells us if it's good or not. Or he'll also tell us if there's another song by that artist that we should have put there instead. I was just about to say you should jump over to I'm Lady Death and say hi.
Yeah. I'm just lurking.
I'm gonna do the little wave, and then just a little gluck gluck. So we're just waiting for people to come
Love
in.
it.
We're probably gonna. I think the big piece of news right now is the Venezuela stuff. So we'll probably talk about that. Maybe watch a couple things on YouTube and then jump into our Monday Night Jams. By the way, my good friend I'm Lady Death is streaming now. She just does gaming stuff. Super cool, super fun. Make sure you all go and give her a follow and have her up so she gets the help, right? Send her a little hello from me. Get your jammies on for jamming time. Should I do that? Should I change into my pajamas when we start Monday Night Jams?
Yeah, that should be a thing.
Okay.
You know, like Mr. Rogers, put your sweater on or something.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that.
I'm not gonna change it to
But
my
yeah,
jammies
I
on
get that.
camera, Aurora.
Yeah, I didn't mean it like that, but
horn
you know.
dog.
Oh my god. Excuse me.
Oh my goodness. What's Gringo up to? Is he gonna join us tonight?
I think some Need for Speed potentially.
I got the need.
Maybe.
The need
Maybe
for
not.
speed. Well, he's always welcome to.
Thank you. Yeah.
I love having him on. But yeah, guys,
Love
make
that.
sure you go give I'm Lady Death a follow. Her boyfriend, future fiance, future husband, if he knows what's good for him, is another one of my very oldest and closest friends, and she's really sweet, basically like a little sister to me. So go support her. We appreciate it a lot. And you'll also do the same for Aurora when she finally decides to start streaming again. Hi! Hello.
Hello. People should get in the Discord
Awesome.
so
Thanks,
they can
Sleepy.
see me.
Appreciate that. Drop a little chat in there and just say, like, hi from Jordan's stream. Because in metrics, different chatters, that actually helps them. So, I'd appreciate it. Waiting for everybody to come and filter on in before we get started. I'll have them up as well. Up here so I can talk. And say hello from time to time. Time after time. Do we want to do, in honor of Stranger Things Season 5, do we want to do 80s music tonight, maybe?
Synth wave.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not
Ooh,
that
I got a
strict,
song
but...
for that.
Oh, you do? Okay. Write it down so you have it ready.
Dude, I will.
So you don't forget.
Got it.
I got it. All right, so yeah, this whole Venezuela situation is very interesting. But I want to wait for you see Jubilee Pierceburg video. Parker and Kyla were on it. I saw that. I saw the video was listed. I haven't watched it yet. Ooh, I bet that's very interesting. I didn't know Kyla was on it. How do you feel about Kyla, Sleepy? I quite like her. I think she's generally pretty reasonable and respectful to people. Huh.
What is everybody doing tonight? Or whatever the time is for you. Morning.
She's a good debater, less annoying than Destiny. Fair. I could see that being your point of view for sure. Did you watch that debate with Destiny and Soy Pill and those two lawyers? I was in the middle of watching it earlier. Yeah, and what is everybody doing tonight, okay? Aurora asked y'all a question.
Oh, snap. I'm so nosy.
It's okay. Be nosy. What are you doing tonight? Self-care and reading.
Woo.
With a winky. Scandalous.
Ooh, kind of reading.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
We do like our spicy novels up in here.
Oh.
Oh! Ah! I
That'll
wonder.
do.
Yeah. It sounds really good to me. I watched it just screaming too much. The two Republicans sucked at debating. They were very, very bad. I think they were not up. I had a lot of issues with the arguments they were making. Um,
Ah.
Destiny was screaming a lot, but I was getting frustrated with them too, honestly. But I agree, he was interrupting them a lot, and I kind of was wishing he would do that a little less there. It's about how pop culture turned a generation of women against themselves. That is not what I thought it was going to be about based on the title.
We shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's really a nonfiction book on post-feminism. Interesting. It's a different kind of spice, yeah. Other pictures! Sleepy. That is such a good question.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, no. Yeah, can't win them all.
Yeah, then it wouldn't be fun.
Pop culture hurt us so much in ways. It did. It did. That's why we create counterculture. The 2000s were wild. But they also gifted us Hilary Duff,
So the best music.
Emma Stone. Wait, what?
Ooh, what
Yeah, I got-
happened?
Oh, she's... Yeah, I know. I tried to turn off the AI mod, but... Yeah, CP,
Ah.
yeah. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't realize they could do that. That's
Yeah,
fucked up.
yuck.
That's disgusting.
Tell us the facts.
Yeah. I didn't know that happened. You can watch a little bit of this while we're waiting for people to come in, too. Kate Moss, I think, was a magazine. Jesus. Well, that was in the 90s, though, right? Because she was born in 74. Yeah, gotcha. Jesus. What was the name? There was this actress who was in one of my dad's films who was like a really... Tracy Lords. She's a very famous porn actress from back in the day, and like she starred in like a porno like in like the 80s or something, in the 70s, when she was like 15. And that was like a huge deal, for obvious reasons. Like a bad thing that happened. Which I probably shouldn't have to say. Anyway, let's see. I think that's Kyla. Where's Parker? Is that Parker? They're sitting next to each other? Interesting. Let's have a little bit of a watch. We'll know when Cosmic comes in, because as soon as he comes in, he'll be like, no, why are you watching this? Yeah, we'll watch a little of this.
Harry, the Wokies are around me. Stop talking, Parker.
Is literally participation trophy not being there.
Advantages of annoying.
Have you been on your own show? You interrupted me the whole time, and now you're just getting the same thing.
So me telling you that you are spreading misinformation, that is not fascism. That is just me telling you you're wrong.
But you're not telling me I'm wrong, because I'm right. Hi, I'm Piers Morgan, and I'm the host of Piers Morgan Uncensored on YouTube. I'm also the author of the new book, Woke is Dead, and today I'm surrounded by 20, apparently still alive, woke liberals. My first surrounded claim is that masculinity has never been toxic. One second. How do you do?
Kyla!
So I guess where I want to kind of start is talking about masculinity. So I view this, do you think that this is like socially emergent, I imagine, to some degree?
Well, I think the truth about the whole toxic debate about masculinity is it's a completely new phenomenon. Before, about 30 years ago, nobody ever used that phrase. It's only really in the last 10 years it's suddenly been amplified and used for absolutely everything. So I thought it might be useful to just start with something that Chris Williamson, you may know him, great guy, and he came on my show recently. And he said that all the following things have been blamed on toxic masculinity in the media in the last year and a half. Gang violence, climate change, the financial crisis, Brexit, the election of Donald Trump, not wearing a face mask, eating meat, physical fitness, fast food, capitalism, communism, hip-hop, smelling of Axe body spray, being stoic, risk-taking, religion, but also secularism and atheism, playing board games, being interested in cars, and saying hello or have a nice day. So I have already committed at least one crime because I've already said hello to you.
That's
so
true.
my point being,
I'm actually really offended by that
this...
too.
Sorry?
I'm actually very offended by that too.
No, the thing is, I think the point I would make is, I think in a time when young men in particular, I've got 3 sons, from 32 to 24, I think we've got to a weird place where they feel like they are the most downtrodden, picked upon people in society, with good reason in many cases. And a lot of it is down to this, where they don't know what masculinity is. My argument is, I don't think it's ever been toxic. What's happened is you have men behaving badly, but you also have women behaving badly, and no one calls that toxic femininity.
Well, I actually do call it toxic femininity. I think when you look at, I do. When you look at like gender studies and philosophy on this, right? We use this term called masculinities and femininities because we understand that like the samurai era of masculinity looks very different than maybe the knights of the round table and whatnot. So we understand that masculinity has somewhat morphed and shifted. And in every form of these masculinities or femininities, there are unhealthy elements to each of them. Could you grant me that?
Well, it depends what you mean. I mean, what do you think masculinity is?
In our society, I think masculinity.
No, not in your society. Just generally, what is it?
Yeah, in North America, we would broadly view it as like.
Well, you got to say North America. Masculinity is a thing. It's not like territory specific. It has become that way with a toxic element.
Well,
but actual masculinity, when it was first devised as a word, it's not an American thing. It's a global thing.
Do you think that Athenian masculinity and Spartan masculinity were the same in the Greeks?
I think masculinity has never changed. All that's changed is the interpretation of it. And what I can't abide is this modern phenomenon that everything about masculinity, everything about being a man, which I'm currently identifying as, everything about me is supposedly toxic.
So I would reject the idea that everything that masculinity is toxic. I think that there can be bad elements of anything.
What do you like about men?
What do I like about men? Lots of things. I think that like the idea of protectionism is good. I think the willingness to kind of like self-sacrifice is very tied to the version of masculinity we have. I think that that's a very good thing. I think the like desire to provide is also a really good thing. And stand up for like principles and strength. I think all of these things are wonderful things. Well, the issue.
Like men to be hunters, providers, protectors.
I don't really care about them being hunters.
Really? How are they going to get all these things to help you and protect you?
In this economy, I'd prefer them just to be like fiscally capable. Let's go back to the Athenians. Let's go back to Athenians and Spartans, though, right? If you want to say masculinity has always been the same, well, the issue is history would disagree with you, right? In Athens, for example, it was completely normal for you to participate in civility and talk and do philosophy, but Spartan men, for example, wouldn't even touch coins, right? They viewed it as a very different thing.
What's that got to do with them being masculine?
Well, because the version of masculinity that they had viewed certain things like commerce as feminine. If you go to samurais, they view poetry as masculine, whereas if you go to like Victorian era, poetry is often associated with
Right,
femininity.
but what does any of that got to do with toxic masculinity?
Because if we look at masculinity, we have to acknowledge that it is emergent out of a society that we are participating in. When I said, well, in North America, you rejected that, and I go, well, that's the foundational piece of this. What we're talking about, toxic masculinity, is essentially a North American version of masculinity that we seem to not like.
Well, no, it's not. It's a symptom of, and forgive my phraseology here, but it's a symptom of weak, whiny, woke wastrels who've decided they're going to revise what masculinity is.
I think it's
They're gonna
intergenerational trauma.
hang on, I'll give you a chance to respond. And they're going to make all men feel terrible. They're going to make men hate themselves. They're going to make everybody else hate men. And at that point, I'm like, what are you doing here? Why would women, for example, want their men to be weak, whiny, woke wastrels?
Well, I think the issue that you're neglecting here is the high levels of intergenerational trauma amongst men. I mean, if we go back to World War II, it's followed by the Vietnam War, right? We see men dying by the thousands, and then they come back and they have PTSD, and then they go off again and die by the thousands. And so when we look at like the lack of masculinity and masculine role models, we have to understand this through a lens of understanding that like men have been like scooped out and killed over and over, and then when they come back, they're destroyed. And there isn't really an answer for men. I agree that there's a systemic lacking of answer on the left for men in a lot of ways. The issue is that we can't
I think
address
the left
the
hate
problem.
men. I mean,
Just to pause you.
They do. Even movies like Barbie.
I'm left.
Okay. Here's a little secret for you. I'm slightly left. I'm an old-fashioned liberal.
Do you hate men?
I'm not a. You see, they all think I'm probably
Right, that Piers, he's always, I'm the center, but then he's always up Trump's booty.
I'm a right-wing headbanger. I'm not. I'm an old-fashioned liberal. I believe in liberalism, and I believe there's nothing wrong with being feminine or masculine. I hate the way that masculinity has been tarred with this brush of everything about it is toxic.
I agree, but the issue is that you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You have to look at things like Victorian Stoicism and recognize how that has harmed young men. Because
Stoicism? Don't be ridiculous.
Hold on, Victorian Stoicism, not Greek, not Greco-Stoicism.
Stoicism generally is a good trait.
I love Stoicism, Hellenistic Stoicism, not Greek.
Well, let me read you something. You've raised Stoicism. The American Psychological Association released a set of guidelines to help psychologists work with men and boys, in which it stated that male masculine traits like stoicism, competitiveness, achievement, eschewal of the appearance of weakness, adventure, and risk should all be discarded. Now, I would categorize all of those things as the very best of being a real man. Why would you want them discarded?
I don't want most of those things. Let's talk about Stoicism.
I think we agree with each other. I think you agree with me too much. Anyway, it's lovely to meet you. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure Kyla, is going to be a more amicable interlocutor with someone like Piers, probably, than some of these other people. I'm interested to see how Parker is going to interact with him. I assume he's going to be a little bit more forceful. Well, we'll see.
Hello.
Hi, Piers.
Ooh, that is some pink hair.
First, I want to say that I don't think that masculinity is toxic.
Great.
I just think
Debate
that
over.
some men
Hang on.
use their.
Hang on.
Okay.
Debate over.
No, it's
That's
not.
the whole point
the
of my
problem
argument. I agree
is
with you.
no, because you're talking about a trait, right? So I don't think masculinity is toxic. I think men use their masculinity in toxic ways or hide other traits that are toxic behind their masculinity.
Okay, I don't agree with that. Here's why. They're not using their masculinity. They're just being bad people.
Okay,
So
but
I think there's a clear difference.
So then men like Andrew Tate, when they are bad people, but
Yeah.
then stand like, I'm a protector, I'm a provider,
Yeah.
they're using their masculinity
I've
as
interviewed
guides.
I've interviewed Andrew Tate a number of times. Here's what I think about him. I think he says a lot of things which young men gravitate to because very few other people are trying to empower them about the way they look. Hang on.
No, I'm not.
Let me finish my sentence.
I can have a facial reaction to you if I want to, right?
Actually, that's fair enough.
Right.
You can look horrified. But here's the point about Andrew Tate: is a lot of the things he says, I know why they resonate with young men. Because young men feel sort of worthless, they feel disenfranchised by society, they're not sure where to go. Many of them lack father figures. There's chest-beating Andrew Tate saying, keep fit, don't abuse yourself too much.
Just women.
Well, I'm going to come to that. And so he says all these things which make, oh yeah, that's good. Aspire to be great, aspire to be successful, do this, work hard, and all this. And then you get to his blatant misogyny. Right? He is a terrible misogynist. He thinks that women should be left at home, never allowed to vote,
I know he is,
never
yeah.
allowed to work. I know, but my point is, I agree with you about that trait of his, right? I think it's horrible. But that's not toxic masculinity. That is actually misogyny. There's a word for it.
I guess the reason, but I think that all of this was fueled by people like Andrew Tate, because like you said, toxic masculinity, we've never spoke about this before, but I think the reason it's on the table now is because of men like
that
Andrew Tate.
sounds
It's not
like
because of
Parker.
women calling men
So call it
toxic.
what it is. Call him-
It's
call him a
literally
misogynist.
because red pill podcasters, especially during the pandemic, if you were already a loner, you became even more alone, so they needed a community. So
That is some really pink hair. Very interesting.
everyone's living life online in these what they thought was a community, because all these men did was validate their shitty feelings that they already had about themselves.
Yes, but
it was an echo chamber, and they have to keep them sad and angry, tell them to place the blame on women and minorities so that they get their pockets filled.
But here's the thing.
She's making good points here, I think. Yeah, is it a wig? I was thinking it was maybe a wig, but, I didn't want to... Oh, very nicely done wig. Yeah. I think she's making good points about, the red pill spaces, about how they make these issues so much worse. Because they're, using scapegoatism to, sort of play on the fact that there's, a big male loneliness epidemic going on. But instead of, teaching them things that are going to help them function better with women and do better with women, they feed them all of this, bullshit, by saying you need to reach these ideals that I have or that I'm experiencing that are going to remain out of reach for the vast majority of men throughout their lives. And I feel like they do this on purpose because they know Like, you know, the reality is most of the men who are watching them are never going to reach this ideal of having all this money, being this successful, big, so, you know, quote unquote alpha man that they're supposed to be. And so there's always going to be this level that they're still going to have to try to reach to that they never will, which will keep them hooked in the content.
Ties
Am I allowed to get a
insecurities and
word in?
trauma. You can have your facial
Time out,
reactions.
time out.
Go ahead.
Politely.
Go ahead.
I think what you're talking about is misogyny. There's already a word for that. It's not toxic masculinity. That's the point of my argument. I don't think masculinity has ever been toxic. I do think some men are horrible misogynists
But do you
and
think
should
some
be
of them
called
hide
out,
behind
as
it?
I call them
mean,
out.
don't you think some men hide behind their masculinity? I'm sick of hearing men say, we have to protect and provide.
Why shouldn't we?
Well, no. But the thing is half of you, what are you going to protect me from? Another man, and half of them can't hunt down a job. Like, I don't
Or other women.
Or other women, sure, yeah, other people. But that's the thing I'm saying is that men, I don't understand why. I feel like a lot of blame gets placed on women for all of this, but in reality, you've done it to each other.
I don't blame women for
You've
that.
done it to
I
each
don't blame
other.
women for any of this. I think well, actually, that's not completely true. I blame some women who have deliberately, in my opinion, like a lot of men have done too, taken the word masculinity and they have traduced it into meaning something it was never intended to mean. Like I said, those words, which the American Psychological Association have deemed unacceptable and should be discarded, are all the absolute foundation of what I believe it takes to be a man.
This is going to drop quick
damn it.
once
I
the
wanna-
AI
We're getting to
sex
know each other.
robots are
Give me one
released.
second, I'll have to say.
I'll think about
Good
it.
point.
How are you?
Good to see you.
What's your name?
Parker.
Parker, I'm Piers.
I've been on your show, bro.
Yes, I thought I recognised you.
Parker.
When was that?
After the Jordan Peterson Jubilee debate.
Yes, that's right, you
Yeah,
did.
he has quoted us as gaytheists on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I think it was ridiculous. I'm literally straight, but.
Oh, you're straight?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then I can understand why you'd find that annoying.
Oh, I don't find it annoying. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense to use that as an argument. But in
I will
general,
not call you a gaytheist.
okay, in general, the point that I would make here is that toxic masculinity is kind of an overexpression of certain masculine traits that we see
I mean-
in this certain context to be harmful.
I don't know, Lexi. I could see, like, if those AI models really get, like, accurate enough that those men don't, like, doesn't feel that different. Yeah, but if they have, like, a robot, then I guess they'll feel like they probably don't. I don't know. It could get better. It could. Some people will get better. Some people will get worse. Who knows what the future will hold with regards to, like, how people interact with AI in that way. A sex robot that can't say no is not like a woman at all. No, of course not. It's not real. But, like, some of these people will just end up not interacting with actual women anymore, and they'll just be into their sex robot, but maybe that'll actually make them feel better. I don't know. I have no fucking clue. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm sure for some people that'll just provide them sort of what they need. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people it'll make it worse for, but, you know.
I'm not saying all masculine traits are harmful or it's harmful to be a masculine man. It's certain characteristics that we would
Which
associate with
masculine trait
masculinity.
do you think is harmful?
Yeah, like for example, an overexpression of stoicism. And I think that a lot of red pill people.
What?
Wait, hold up. Let me explain. I said an overexpression
How
of
can
stoicism.
stoicism ever,
Be
ever,
overexpressed.
ever be a bad thing? Explain to me.
Yeah. So again, if you were to specifically hide your feelings and put them underneath, specifically for like say the death of a loved one, I don't think that would be harmful.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think the, you know, I remember, like, growing up and, like, you know, boys can't cry, boys can't show their feelings, blah, 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 blah. That wasn't, like, a really, really healthy thing, right? And, you know, I've started working to show my, emotions. Oh, my YouTube stream. What? Am I not allowed to show Jubilee right now? What the heck? Have I started crying? Of course. Everybody did. Are you really not allowed to stream Jubilee videos on YouTube? Is that really what's fucking happening right now? So why is my YouTube stream... Let's see. Or is it because we were debating? Oh, now it's back on. Seriously? Wait a minute. Are we for real right now? That's so annoying. I can't even react to fucking Jubilee on YouTube now? It's another YouTube channel? What a crock of shit. God, they are the fucking worst, dude. Holy shit. Nonsense. Let me see what happens. I'm going to keep
Positive
playing
specifically
this.
for you addressing your feelings in that circumstance. I think you should address those feelings, talk about them, express them to loved ones and people that
Sure,
are comfortable,
but
you're comfortable
that
around.
doesn't mean you can't still be stoic.
Well, then what do you mean by stoicism? Because I'm talking about an
Stoicism-
overexpression of keeping down your emotions and not expressing
No,
them
that's
and
not
like
what
actively,
stoicism.
positively addressing them.
Stoicism doesn't mean you have to be an unemotional, Spock from Star Trek. That's not what it means at all. Stoicism means that when you're dealt a tough blow in life, you're able to reach inside yourself and deal with it in a strong manner, right? Which is a good thing. I always quote to my kids. They can all tell you the speech off by heart. There's a scene in my favorite films were the Rocky movies. The first four were great. The fifth one was a turkey. The sixth one came back called Rocky Balboa, and in it, Rocky's son's in his 20s. He's a spoiled brat. He hates being Rocky's son. He's whining about everything. He's kind of pretty woke, weak, whiny, moaning about his lot in life. Telling woe is me all the time. So Rocky eventually has it out with his son in the street. And he says, look, life is tough. It will beat you down and it will keep you down if you let it. If you want to win at life, you've got to learn it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit, get back up, and keep moving forward. That's how winning is
Yeah,
done.
but like Destiny's like a big person. I'm nobody.
So, but
They
you're
don't.
seeing an argument. I'm seeing an overexpression of watering down and not addressing your emotions. I think we both agree that would be a bad expression of your emotions. And oftentimes, men view it that way because they say if you address your emotions to any degree, there's going to be, don't be a man, don't cry, be a man. So that's an idea of an overexpression of masculinity in that sense that becomes toxic.
So you say
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And so you
So
say
then you agree toxic masculinity makes sense.
No. That's not what I'm saying. So you would find it objectionable to use the phrase "man up," for example.
In the context in which like someone is having a positive address of their like particular emotions, and typically I wouldn't use it like that type of phrase. You'd say maybe you should address your emotions in a more positive way. Maybe you should go to therapy. A lot of people should do that. Like men should go to therapy. It's an important thing that they should do.
Maybe.
And that would be positive for their life.
I've never been to therapy in my life.
You should.
And I don't cry all the time. I think the last time I cried was about 12 years ago when my grandmother died. I just think this is overdone. We just moved from an incredibly stoic generation, say the World War II generation.
Nice,
literally
Jacob.
Sacrificing
Do you
their
just
lives for their country.
Like
They
go
weren't
around
crying
it.
all
Oh,
the time.
there it is. Yep, it fucking did that on YouTube. Thanks for the follow, big moots. Happy for you, Jacob. Is that how you usually like start conversations though? Yeah, I know. I know you meant Parker. Yeah, dude. YouTube does not like me watching Jubilee. Well, guess we're going to say goodbye to the YouTube idiots. Bye.